J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack for the Los Angeles Chargers, a team that knows they have Justin Herbert. That's a team that's telling me that right now they want to win.
Overthrown, it's intercepted. Picked off, and look out. Touchdown. Mack strips it. He is unbelievable.
All right, welcome into a very special edition of Film Room. As always, joined by Daniel Jeremiah. And DJ, before we kick this one off, I'm going to read you a tweet. This was from 2013 from some guy named Move the Sticks. My phone is blowing up with texts from personnel guys that are impressed with Khalil Mack. He's a stud, exclamation point. I think you nailed it in 2013.
That is going back. That's going back in the Wayback Machine there. That was probably, you know what? I think that was probably after the Ohio State game where he that's where Mack put himself on the map, so to speak.
Well, now he's a Charger, teamed up with Joey Bosa. And I know you have some plays, but before we get into the plays, what is he going to do in terms of changing the complexion of this Brandon Staley defense?
Well, and we'll show you the plays as we get rolling here. But one of the things it's going to do is it's going to just add another complete player to this defense. It's going to take pressure off of Joey Bosa, which a lot of people have mentioned. But to me, I think everybody looks at this just from the passing standpoint. We'll show you some of those plays. But he's a dominant edge setter in the run game as well. And this is a Chargers team that wasn't great against the run last year. They made some nice additions on the interior of that defensive line. But don't underestimate the impact Khalil Mack will have against the run as well.
All right, well, let's kick it off, man. What do you got first?
All right, let's start with the pass game here. We've got Khalil Mack. He's on the left side playing against the Raiders, his old team. That's going to be fun for him, getting a chance to go up against his buddy Derek Carr a couple times a year now inside the division. But they can use him in a variety of ways. You'll see the Chargers do the same thing. Here, he's the picker, right? So he's just going to try and pick this guard really to try and free up 90 to come swinging around here. But Mack, not only does he pick him, he picks off the guard, and then he's like, well, I'll go ahead and just make this play myself and go finish with the sack. But everything he does is extremely violent, and it's extremely explosive.
And listen, we were spoiled with Bosa and Ingram for a number of years with the Chargers, but I think this one kicks it up to another notch.
Yeah, it's I love Melvin Ingram. This takes this to a different level here. Here's another example against the Raiders. This is a 2-point attempt. Watch this ability just kind of rip and bend here. He's at the right side of the screen. Here comes off the ball. Watch where he is right here, and then watch his ability to dip, rip. Look at him flatten and close. I mean, that is phenomenal. You talk about once you get to the top of your rush, a lot of guys will drift by the quarterback here. He's able to cut that flat line.
You know, he's been so consistent his entire career. He only played in 7 games, I believe, last year. So I almost feel like people may have forgotten just how dominant he is when he's on the football field.
Yeah, when he was out there, in those games that he did play, we did see him on the field. He was dominant. Here's another example against the Green Bay Packers. You got Aaron Rodgers back there. It's another game that they're going to run where it's kind of similar to that first play that I showed you, but you can line him up wide, and then you're going to be able to isolate him and get him on a guard here. Same type of a thing. They're going to run a game. Watch him just collapse the guard. He's going to attack that shoulder, collapse him, squeeze, and Aaron Rodgers does, what any smart quarterback would do in this situation. And let's just go down. Let's not absorb that hit. Let's just get to the ground.
All right, we got Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, and Derek Carr in the AFC West. I think Chargers fans love to see plays like that. All right, last play here.
Yeah, last play. We talked about the ability against the run and how that's going to impact the defense. This is a 4th and 1 against the Raiders. You've got Khalil Mack. You see him standing up here on the side, on that right side, and watch the play that he's going to make here. Look at the long arm. He has great length, just using that arm, doesn't let blockers get into his chest, is able to hold the point of attack, come off the block, get underneath it, and he's there to help secure the stop short of the sticks. That's the type of impact you're going to see. And it's not just tight ends. This dude can stack tackles very easily as well.
Well, we spoke with him after the presser. He talked about the running game, how it's just a mindset. And really, I think that's such an underrated part of this signing. You saw the Chargers' struggles in the run game. Mack is going to not only get after the quarterback, but he's going to help in that department as well.
No doubt.
All right, DJ, another big name coming to the Bolts, J.C. Jackson. No corner has more interceptions in his first 4 seasons in the league. And I think 40 years, 25 for J.C. Jackson. He's bringing that talent to L.A.
Yeah, you look at corners, Chris, and you think about, okay, you look at movement, you look at eyes and instincts and the ability to find the football. And a lot of times you just settle for a guy that can poke the ball away. This dude can catch it. He can finish. He is phenomenal once the ball goes up in the air. But I want to show you, this is a couple plays here, just show you the complete skill set. He's down here at the bottom. He's going to be working, I believe this is against Elijah Moore from the Jets, who's one of the better young one of the better young route runners we have in the NFL. Very quick, very dynamic. Watch him run this comeback. I want to show it at full speed so you just appreciate here on the bottom. It's a comeback route. He runs it for him. I mean, that's ridiculous. He's got some safety help, a little bit of safety help over the top. You can see there, but he just feels this. He stays connected. We talk about staying in phase, stays connected right here. And look, as soon as he breaks, I break, and then head turns around, locate the football, and he's not trying to poke the ball away. He's going to finish it in toe tap with one of the more incredible interceptions we saw last year.
Just the combination of Mack and Jackson, that rushing cover working together, I think will work wonders for the Chargers. What do we have here next?
All right, let's take a look at him inside. Let's just show off the skill set, because if you want to travel him against certain wideouts, you have the ability and the luxury to do that because he can play outside, he can play inside. Here he is over the number 3 receiver inside. They're going to run a little corner route here in the red zone. Again, watch, gets his hands on him right here, right? We're not going to give clean release. Gets his hands on him right at the 5-yard mark, and then just stay underneath him. And then I want to watch his head here. Stays underneath him, and then, okay, let me get the head back and find the ball. A lot of guys don't have that faith in themselves. He stays connected. He's get his arm out there to kind of stay connected, knows where the receiver is, and then that ability to turn, locate the football, high point it, interception. I mean, those are point savers right there. You're down there in that area of the field. He's literally taking points off the board.
That was one of 2 interceptions against Sam Darnold on the day. I think you have the second one here queued up.
Yeah, you teed me up beautifully. So we've seen him play outside. We've seen him play inside. We've seen him in man coverage. Now let's see what he can do with his eyes when you want to play a little zone. He's down here at the bottom. Get a little motion inside. He's going to get his eyes back to the quarterback again. Got his eyes back. Ball's coming underneath. He sees it right here. He knows the ball's coming underneath. He's going to drive, but he's going to keep his eyes up, because tips and overthrows, those are your best friend in the secondary. So just that overall awareness, see it, foot in the ground, drive, but keep your eyes up. Ball gets tipped into his lap, and the next thing you know, we are 88 yards and out the gate for a pick 6. So this is just one example of one game here. If you look at that Carolina game, he's got an interception in the end zone, wipes points off the board. Here he's got a pick 6, putting points on the board. You're not going to find a more impactful secondary player in this league, like you mentioned, over the last 4 years. So you have the pass rush up front. You've added the run stoppers on the interior to put yourself in passing situations. And now when you look at this secondary, you see guys like Asante Samuel, Derwin James. Now you add J.C. Jackson. You've got guys that can take the football away.
20 of JC's 25 interceptions came in Patriot wins. So when he gets his hands on the football, his team wins ball games. Final thing for you, DJ. I wonder what this means for Derwin James. I think Derwin can just be Derwin now when you have Mack and J.C. Jackson on the field together.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have talked about the impact of, the pass rush on Derwin and how that's going to impact him. I think the J.C. Jackson addition impacts him even more, because there were games last year where you had to play Derwin James high. You had to keep him up and out, be able to protect some issues and some matchups you might not like on the outside. Well, if you've got J.C. Jackson on one side and you can lock that down, now you free up Derwin James to be able to play on the other side of the field, or to do what he does best, in my opinion, which is drop down and really get involved in the action down there in the box. So, having that talent and that ability on the outside, I think that's going to unlock Derwin James, and we'll see an even better version of Derwin, which is pretty scary.
Should be fun in the fall.
If you want to see more content like this, check out the link right here.